So you are standing in the plumbing aisle, staring at Teflon tape, pipe dope, and thread sealant compound, and you have absolutely no idea which one you actually need. Maybe you have heard guys swear by tape. Maybe your neighbor told you pipe dope is the only way to go. And then there is that tube of thread sealant that costs 3 times as much, and you are not even sure what it does. Here is the thing. Picking the wrong one, or using the right one the wrong way, is the #1 reason threaded connections leak. I am going to break down all 3 products, show you exactly when and how to use each one, and give you the definitive answer on which one actually prevents leaks. And if you stick around to the end, I will share a combination technique I use on every single job that has not failed me in over 35 years. Let's settle this once and for all. This is one of those topics where everybody has an opinion, but most people are working off bad information or old habits. The truth is, all 3 products have a place in your toolbox. The trick is knowing which situation calls for which product, and more importantly, how to apply it correctly. Because I will tell you right now, the application matters just as much as the product itself. So let us start with the fundamentals. Before we get into each product, you need to understand what is actually happening inside a threaded connection. When you screw 2 threaded fittings together, metal on metal, those threads do not create a perfectly watertight seal on their own. If you look at them under magnification, there are tiny gaps, microscopic voids, and imperfections in the threads. That is true whether you are working with brass, galvanized steel, iron, or even plastic. The job of any thread sealant, whether it is tape, dope, or compound, is to fill those voids and create a barrier that water or gas cannot sneak through. Now here is something a lot of people get wrong. Untapered threads, which is what most plumbing connections use, the threads themselves actually do the mechanical work of holding the joint together. The sealant is just there to fill the gaps. It is not glue. It is not holding anything together structurally. Once you understand that, the whole topic starts to make a lot more sense. So let us talk about each product one at a time. Let us start with Teflon tape, also called PTFE tape, or plumber's tape. This is the one most homeowners reach for, and for good reason. It is cheap, it is easy to find, and when you use it correctly, it works great. The tape itself is a thin film of polytetrafluoroethylene, which is a fancy way of saying it is incredibly slick and chemically inert. It will not react with your pipes. It will not break down in water, and it can handle temperatures from well below freezing all the way up to around 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Now here is where most people mess up. They wrap it the wrong direction. You always wrap Teflon tape clockwise when you are looking at the end of the male threads. Think of it this way. You want the tape to tighten onto the threads as you screw the fitting in, not unravel. If you wrap it counterclockwise, the tape bunches up and peels off as you thread the connection together, and now you have got tape shreds inside your water line. Not good. For standard water connections, I use the white tape, which is the basic single density. Wrap it around the male threads 3 to 4 times, keeping it tight and overlapping each pass by about half the width of the tape. Start one thread back from the end so you do not get tape hanging over into the pipe where it can break off. For gas lines, you need the yellow tape, which is thicker and specifically rated for gas. Most codes require the yellow tape on gas, so do not skip that. I typically wrap gas connections 5 to 6 times. The big advantage of Teflon tape is simplicity. It is clean, it does not make a mess, and you can disassemble the joint later without too much hassle. The downside is that it can be tricky on larger diameter pipes, say anything over 1 inch, because it does not fill the bigger voids in those threads as well. It also does not do great on connections that might vibrate. because it has no adhesive quality at all. Now let us talk about pipe dope, which is also called pipe joint compound. This stuff has been around forever, and a lot of old-school plumbers will not use anything else. Pipe dope is a paste, usually gray or white, that you brush onto the threads before assembly. It fills every single void and imperfection in those threads, and it stays pliable for years. That is a big deal, because it means the seal can handle some vibration and minor movement without cracking or breaking. You apply pipe dope with the built-in brush that comes in the can, and you want to coat the male threads evenly. Do not glob it on. A nice, even coat is all you need. Some guys put it on the female threads too, and honestly, that does not hurt anything on larger connections. Just make sure you are not pushing excess compound into the pipe, where it can clog things up downstream. One thing I love about pipe dope is how forgiving it is. If you are working with rough or slightly damaged threads, pipe dope fills those imperfections better than tape ever could. It also works beautifully on larger diameter connections, 2-inch, 3-inch, even 4-inch pipe, where tape alone just is not enough. The compound I reach for most is a Teflon-based pipe dope, which gives you the chemical resistance of PTFE plus the gap-filling ability of the paste. Make sure whatever you buy says it is compatible with your pipe material. If you are working with plastic threads, like on a PVC or CPVC fitting, you need a compound that specifically says safe for plastics. Some petroleum-based dopes will actually attack plastic and weaken the fitting over time. The downside of pipe dope is the mess. It gets on your hands, your clothes, your tools. And if you ever need to take that joint apart, it can be a little more stubborn than tape. But in terms of pure sealing ability, pipe dope is hard to beat. By the way, if you are finding this helpful, you should know this is just a taste of what I have put into my book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes That Will Save You $10,000. It covers everything from leaky faucets to running toilets, step by step with diagrams. You can grab your copy by scanning the QR code on screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let us keep going. Now the third option is anaerobic thread sealant compound, and this is the one most homeowners have never used. It comes in a tube or a squeeze bottle. It is usually blue or red or green depending on the strength, and it works completely differently from tape or dope. Anaerobic means it cures in the absence of air. So when you apply it to the threads and screw the fitting together, the compound is trapped between the metal surfaces with no oxygen, and it hardens into a tough, permanent seal. This stuff is incredibly strong. It handles high pressures, extreme temperatures, and heavy vibration better than tape or dope. You will see it used a lot in industrial settings, hydraulic systems, and on gas lines where the consequences of a leak are serious. The application is simple. Put a bead around the male threads, assemble the joint, and let it cure for 24 hours before pressurizing. The big downside is that permanent part I mentioned. If you ever need to disassemble that joint, you are going to need a lot of heat and a lot of muscle. Some formulas are removable with hand tools, some require a torch. So for a homeowner doing a repair you might need to revisit someday, this is not always the best choice. It is also more expensive, usually $8 to $12 a tube compared to $2 or $3 for tape or dope. All right, so now that you know what each product is and how to apply it, let us do a head-to-head comparison based on the situations you are most likely to run into. For standard 1/2-inch and 3/4-inch water supply connections, like under your sink or behind your toilet, Teflon tape is your best friend. It is quick, clean, and perfectly effective for those smaller diameter, lower pressure connections. For gas line connections, I recommend pipe dope rated for gas, or yellow Teflon tape at minimum. A lot of professionals use both together on gas, and I will show you how in a minute. For larger diameter threaded connections, anything over 1 inch, pipe dope wins every time. The bigger the threads, the bigger the voids, and paste fills those gaps far better than tape. For connections that vibrate, like near a pump or a water heater with a recirculation line, pipe dope or thread sealant compound is the way to go. Tape alone on a vibrating connection is a leak waiting to happen. For connections you might need to take apart someday, like a water heater supply or a union fitting, stick with tape or pipe dope. Avoid the permanent thread sealant unless you are sure the joint is staying put forever. And for plastic threads, always use Teflon tape or a dope that specifically says safe for plastic. Never use an anaerobic sealant on plastic threads, and never over-tighten plastic. Hand tight plus one full turn is usually plenty. Here is what I do on almost every threaded connection I touch. And this is the combination technique that has kept me leak-free for decades. I wrap the male threads with 3 to 4 wraps of Teflon tape, nice and tight clockwise. Then I take my pipe dope and brush a thin, even coat right over the top of that tape. What this does is give you the best of both worlds. The tape provides a consistent base layer that fills the thread pattern, and the dope fills any remaining voids, lubricates the connection so you can tighten it properly, and adds that pliable, long-term seal. When you thread the fitting, together, everything slides in smooth, seats perfectly, and you get a connection that is sealed from 2 different angles. I have used this method on water lines, gas lines, steam lines, and compressed air systems. It works every single time. The only situation where I skip the combo is on small plastic fittings where over-tightening is a concern. In that case, tape alone with a gentle hand is the safest bet. Let us go over some common sealing mistakes I see all the time and how to fix them. First up, wrapping tape the wrong direction. I already mentioned this, but it is worth repeating because it is the #1 mistake. If your tape is bunching up or shredding when you thread the fitting together, you wrapped it backwards. Take it off, clean the threads, and rewrap clockwise. Second, using too much tape. If you are wrapping 7, 8, 9 times around, you are actually making it harder to seat the fitting properly. The excess tape prevents the threads from engaging fully, and you end up with a joint that feels tight but is not sealed. 3 to 4 wraps for water, 5 to 6 for gas. That is it. Third, not cleaning the threads before applying sealant. Old tape, old dope, corrosion, dirt, all of that needs to come off before you apply anything new. I keep a wire brush in my tool bag specifically for cleaning threads. 30 seconds of brushing saves you from a callback. Fourth, over-tightening. This is a big one, especially with brass fittings. People think tighter means better seal, but what actually happens is you crack the fitting or strip the threads. Hand tight, then 1 to 1.5 turns with a wrench. When you feel firm resistance, stop. If it leaks at that point, the problem is your sealant application, not your tightening. Fifth, using the wrong product on the wrong material. I have seen guys use petroleum-based pipe dope on PVC and wonder why the fitting cracked 6 months later. Always check the label. If it does not say safe for plastics, keep it away from plastic threads. Same goes for gas. Make sure your sealant is rated for gas if that is what you are working with. And sixth, reusing old sealant. If you take a joint apart and put it back together, you need to clean everything off and start fresh. Old tape and dried out dope do not reseal. Treat every reassembly like a brand new connection. All right, here is that bonus tip I promised you at the beginning. When you are working on a threaded connection and you get a slow drip that just will not stop no matter how much you tighten it, do not keep cranking on that wrench. 9 times out of 10, the problem is not tightness, it is a damaged or defective thread. What I do is take the joint completely apart, clean both sides with a wire brush, and then inspect the threads closely under good light. Look for cross-threading marks, flat spots, or any area where the thread pattern is interrupted. If you find damage on a removable fitting like a nipple or the supply line, just replace it. A new brass nipple costs less than $2. That is a lot cheaper than the water damage from a slow leak you tried to muscle through. If the damage is on a fitting that is soldered or glued into the wall, you can sometimes rescue it with a thread chaser tool, which recuts the threads without removing the fitting. A thread chaser set runs about $15 to $20, and it has saved me from cutting open walls more times than I can count. That one tool has probably saved me thousands over the years. That wraps it up. If this was useful, you will love the full book. 50 step-by-step plumbing fixes with diagrams, all in one guide. Link is below. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next video. Thanks for watching. There you have it. The definitive answer on Teflon tape versus pipe dope versus thread sealant. They all work. The difference is knowing which one fits your specific situation and applying it the right way. Remember, tape for small, water connections, dope for larger fittings and vibration, thread sealant for permanent high-pressure joints, and the tape plus dope combo for just about everything else. Get your application right. Do not over-tighten, and you will never chase a leaky thread again. I will see you in the next one.